Over the past 7 days, I used the iPhone 10 as my only device. Part of it is to prove a point that older, cheap iPhones can still be a viable option. Another part of it is to try and teach people that chasing status symbols with a phone is foolish and costing you your financial future. This is that journey. Officially day one, I'm going to swap the SIM card from the iPhone 12 mini into the iPhone 10. I'm really looking forward to this. I think the thing that I'm most excited for with this whole process is gonna be 3D touch. If you don't know, 3D touch is the greatest thing ever, and the fact that they took it away completely sucks. The iPhone 10 has 3D touch, and I'm really looking forward to having 3D touch again because 3D touch is absolutely the best thing Apple ever made. Too bad that they took it out of more new phones, but I don't know, whatever. So there we go. We're officially locked in to the network. I'm really excited to use this phone, and I'll see you as I progress throughout the challenge. It's coming to the end of day one here, and I have a few notes written down as to what I thought about everything. My biggest concern going into this was going to be whether it fell apart sending a simple text message. I have not seen that yet. The iPhone 6s sometimes would chug if you made a little bit of a mistake. I had a security update the second I actually got this phone from the seller on eBay, and I guess they hadn't updated it, so I had to update it, and that's kind of cool. That makes me feel a lot better about putting like banking information on here. I haven't done that yet because this isn't going to be my full-time phone, I don't think. So we'll see. I mean, it's day one. Next is the battery life has been really special. Again, I'm not a huge heavy phone user, anywhere from an hour to maybe 2 hours every single day at the absolute most. But I'm a very light phone user, as I will tell you to be. You should be one as well, because your phone will suck your life away from you before you even know it. Like that, I've enjoyed the phone from what I've used it for. It's been great sending text messages. 3D touch, I think I said that earlier. 3D touch is the greatest thing ever. Bring 3D touch back. I'll see you tomorrow. One of the things on the iPhone 10 that I think I'm like the most impressed with, and this is gonna sound so strange, when I pull it up to go like this and scroll through my applications, the ability for the phone to remember what I was doing. Like this podcast I was listening to last night, and I just pulled it up, and it just pulled right in. It's like, I don't know if it has more RAM than what I'm used to, or the battery or something, but that's an amazing feature to me. I don't know if that's not amazing, but for me, when I use my phones, that's an amazing feature. Day 3, I have had 0 complaints so far, other than the fact that the screen is so big and beautiful. I can actually feel myself reaching for my phone a little bit more and more each and every day, which is obviously definitely a bad thing. Remember folks, you only have one life. Don't waste it on a screen built by a company that's entire financial interest is keeping you on it as long as possible. But so far, pretty much have no complaints. All right, so I've come to consensus today that nobody should ever purchase a phone brand new ever again. And I'm gonna show it to you, and I'm gonna prove it to you with math. But you didn't think you'd learn today. So I'm gonna prove it to you with math. We're gonna first head to apple.com, and then we're gonna head over to the iPhone section. We're gonna go to the iPhone 15 Pro, and I'm gonna sort of cheese it a little bit because I need to prove a point. iPhone 15 Pro Max, we'll choose blue titanium, that looks sweet. 1 terabyte of storage. And okay, so here's the number we're looking at. $66.62 per month for 24 months. And then what we're gonna do here, we're going to go to this investment calculator. I'm going to put in, I'm 28 now, so I'm getting old, but that's fine. Let's say we have $0 invested. We are going to contribute $66.62, which is obviously the price of the iPhone per month for 24 months. And what we're going to do is actually, we're gonna do that perpetually. So instead of buying a new phone, we're just gonna buy an old phone and save a bunch of money. And we'll say 10%, which is the average S&P for the last 30 years. I think it's like 9.9 since the S&P's been around since 1912 or so. And so that's $380,000. And to make these numbers even crazier, let's do the iPhone upgrade program instead, which is the biggest scam ever. I've raved on that forever. $74.91 a month. And this is just for fun now at this point. Calculate $427,000, $500,000 because you are a kid and you want a brand new phone every single year. Sorry I yelled at you, but that's the cost of doing business. So yeah, the iPhone 10 is amazing and it cost me like 120 bucks. Why are we spending this money anywhere else? Like just get an iPhone 10, use it for 2 or 3 years and just keep doing that, sell it for like 60 bucks and keep doing that cycle and just invest the rest. If you're young enough, if you're 20 years old, you could be a millionaire. You're welcome. So if you're a teenager, you could be a millionaire. I just told you how. Good morning. I am out running some early morning errands. This is what the front camera looks like. I'm not really impressed with the front camera at all. I would say this is the one thing that really doesn't hold up. Rear cameras look fine. The front camera's like, the front camera's not great. Day 5, Still zero complaints to this point. Today was the first day I had a real hiccup where the phone sort of stopped working and I could feel the lag of it for just a half second. This was under pretty bad conditions though. It was really cold outside where I was at and it had less than 15% battery. I think that if I had a full battery, then it would have been fine, or if it was a little bit warmer, I wouldn't have had that same hiccup. I've never seen that before with low battery or while it was cold outside with high battery. The combination of those two things kind of messed it up. Day 6, I actually headed down to Columbus, which is almost 5 hours of driving there and back total, which means I'm not going to charge my phone the entire time because I want to see if it can hold up. And it did. I made it all the way back to Columbus and back while using maps for directions the entire time, and I had 23% battery when I got home. For a device that would be in the 1st or 2nd grade, the battery is still a beast. All right, so it is officially the end of the challenge. It's actually day 12. I've been using this phone for 12 days now. I obviously was just going to use it for a week. I clickbaited you on the title, sorry, I used it for longer. I have some thoughts. So winding down the challenge, I can officially say that the iPhone 10 absolutely is awesome in 2024. It's still a remarkable phone. 3D Touch is the greatest thing ever. I will never complain about that ever again. The cameras are very much okay. They're not overprocessed. My wife uses an iPhone 13 Pro, and I think that that camera is significantly better than the cameras on this phone. But when you're taking pictures specifically, this phone still holds up really, really well. But when you're taking video, especially front-facing video, it does just sort of fall apart. But if you're using the rear cameras, I do think if you're taking pictures, still images, it still looks really solid. I think most photos of like my kids, they don't need to be the most professional looking things ever. I like that the videos look a little bit better, but it's not the most important thing to me. I shot that with this camera. Nobody complained about the quality at all, so it still holds up. Doesn't look quite as good as a DSLR, but what do you expect? You want to answer, should you use this phone? Well, after 12 days of using it, yes, go ahead and buy it. But I have a few things I want to say before you do. Financially speaking, this phone makes a ton of sense. Usability speaking, this phone makes a ton of sense. iOS 15 got an update for security just in the last month or so. So you're probably going to be getting another 1.5 years of support with this device. And then even then you may continue to get support. It's going to be iffy whether or not you will. But either way, if you buy one now for 150 bucks or so, and then you sell it for like 100 bucks at the end of all that, you're losing 50 bucks using a phone for 1.5 years or almost 2 years. That's 25 bucks a year. You can't beat that. You pay 40 bucks more per month to get the latest, newest, greatest iPhone, not $25 per year. My only complaint is that the screen is so good. I actually, for the first time in like months and months and months, I had YouTube downloaded on my phone and I got stuck scrolling shorts for like 20 minutes, which is like never happens to me. 20 minutes is not a long time and I'm like hyper aware of everything that I do, especially regarding my phone, but I was like, dang, this phone is good. This phone is really good. So I haven't decided officially if I want to go back. I have an iPhone 12 mini here. I like this phone better because I felt like in my opinion, it felt like it pulled me away from my phone more. But that's my biggest thing with phones is I want to have iMessage, I want to be able to take photos, take videos, all that stuff. But I also don't want to be on my phone for 4.5 hours a day. I like to be on my phone for less than an hour every single day, which I'm pretty good at. And I was good at with this phone, but there's just one day where I felt it. So be cognizant of that, be aware of that. These phone companies will rip your life away from you because the more that they can pull you into their device and into their apps, the more money they make. So it's all about money and save your life. I promise you, delete the apps that are taking your life away from you. You'll feel a lot happier, you'll feel a lot better. And I will see you in the next one. That's been Scott with Techno Eclipse. If you want to buy the phone, check out the link in the description down below. It's an affiliate link for me. It helps me make these videos possible and I really appreciate it. Peace out. Man, this phone is sweet. Oh, I'm gonna test out the iPhone SE 2020 next.